Hello everyone, it's Annette Green, and can you tell by my voice I'm giddy because I am in my new studio. I'm not going to call it a craft room anymore. I may call it a craft studio, but I feel like it is worthy of being called a studio now. It is beautiful. It is coming together. I wish I could show you, but I'm not quite ready yet. But I definitely will in the next week or two. I have to get just a little more like decor items in here to make me happy and make it feel finished. But it is really, really close already. So I am working in my planner, of course, in my week by week series in my weekly planner for 2023. And if you've been following me, you know that I am doing a single page in my vintage black Elizabeth Craft Designs full-size planner. I'm doing 1 week per page, and it's already week 31. So this is my second planner because the first one got filled up already at the first half of the year. And so here we are, and I'm going to work on this page here. To say that I have been busy would be an understatement. It's been crazy, but wonderfully busy. Very fun. I'm going to start off my page with some gathered twigs, ink the edges. I do have my photos printed and ready and sized, and you know, we're not getting our Wi-Fi hooked up until tomorrow morning, Monday. So I can't use well, I probably could figure it out, like just use the cord and stuff. I don't know, but I just pulled out my Selfie Printer, and I'll give you a quick peek at how that looks. And the quality is quite nice. I like it. I have picked a few here. I didn't take all of those that I printed. I did eliminate 1 or 2 over here. But these are the 4 main photos I'm going to focus on. And right away I do see like a color theme going on here with our shirts, sort of that grayish blue. So I went to my stash of Reminiscence, the book papers, and I went into my blues, and I just went and picked out quite a few different things that went together. And I sort of have a little idea going, as I always do, with a little pocket down here. This pocket die is from Planner Essentials 26, the Planner Pocket 3 Tag and Topper set. I've used this quite a bit. It's a little bit older one, but it's really very functional and useful. So I'm going to make a little pocket out of this one, and I've already made the tag that will fit in there. A larger tag fits in there, but I went ahead and picked this size, and I have done it twice so I can do some journaling on the back, and this will be where a photo will go on the front, and this is the little topper part that looks kind of cute. So that's going to go in my little pocket. That's a plan for down there in the corner. Of course, I've got my 31, which I'm not sure where it's going to go yet, but I think it might go there. I did pick black for all my photo mats this time, just to kind of help them stand out really nicely on the page. So there's me painting the craft room. And then there's Paul and Steven, who really wanted to be in this week's video. We just didn't have time. It just didn't work out. I really tried. Well, you know what? I do have a little bit I'll throw in at the end of the video. How's that? But he isn't like performing quite as much like last time, but we do have some funny moments that I did record. So I think that photo there is going to go on my tag because it's not super duper important, but it's really nice because here at the place where we moved, they gave us a little welcome kind of package. They lay it on your counter when you show up to check in. You know, a couple of drink cozies and a tote bag and a coffee mug and our keys on the nice little keychains, and then our garage door opener. So I just thought that was really kind of sweet little welcome. So that will go in the pocket, and I will journal on the back, like I said. The 3 of us celebrating after a long day of work. Stephen was here for 4 or 5 days, And boy, those guys worked really hard, just doing all the heavy lifting, while I was in here just having a great time putting my studio together. So I'm thinking this picture of Paul and Stephen, who are just so lovingly building and putting up my shelving in the studio for me. They spent mostly all day yesterday doing that, so I think that's going to go there. And then I just, for random embellishment, cut out a few ticket things. I'm not sure where they're going to go yet. However, I still want to get in, if I can work it, I grabbed the alphabet tab set, which I use a lot, and I think I want to put like new digs somewhere. I don't know if everybody's heard of that expression, but digs is like your place that you hang out, you live, and it's new to us. It's not a house. It is still an apartment, but it's like not part of a big, huge apartment building. It's in a complex with other apartments, but ours is a unit with just one other neighbor. It's called a carriage house, so really, really nice. But regardless, it's brand new, and it's new to us, so it's our new digs. So I'm going to see if I can work that out. This is a perfect instance where the wax paper is great, because if any of that glue oozes out as I'm putting my letters back here, it's just getting on the paper and on the table. I'm so bad about getting it on my table, and then I flip a photo over onto it to put adhesive on the back of the photo, and then next thing you know, I've got some glue on my photo. So I'm going to go ahead and get digs figured out for my little pocket over here, and I'll be back, and we are going to let that hang off, so we're going to have to trim off that edge this time. Okay, and we don't want to have this on the page, the pocket on the page quite yet, because we do have to trim this off. And this time, because I know I'm going to trim off from that score over, I'm coming inside the score line with the glue, and it just makes sense to me to start from the bottom and work my way up, just to make sure I got enough room. So digs. I'm going to put this way down here, and I'm lining up the score line with the edge of the pocket. And then just to kind of show you, I've got my letters cut out over here, and grab my little tweezers, make sure I've got it. You got to get the S just right, because it only fits in there one way, and I believe it's, yep, that way. So I'm going to use my little microfine tweezers, detail tweezers. As always, I will link everything I'm using below. Okay, so that's what I'll do, and I'll get the whole word digs on there, and then we'll trim these away, and I'll come back and show you. You don't want to forget, oh, that little piece in the D, that little sliver of black. I got to put that back in there. If you didn't want to do it that way, you could always use like a black pen or something if you felt comfortable getting in there in that skinny little space. But honestly, I'm just going to glue this little strip right back in there and call it finished. There, that wasn't hard. Okay, there's how it looks. I'm happy with that. Looks very nice. Now, I do have this ready to go. I still haven't decided about the 31, but I am noticing that the tag, of course, is quite a bit bigger than the pocket. You have a lot of room left and right, and I have learned from previous planners that if you just put adhesive on these outer flaps, a lot of times when you're flipping your page, or even if you pick up your planner in a certain way, the tags are so loose in here that they could just fly right out. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put adhesive on those flaps, but I'm also going to come in just a little bit, because I know I have, gosh, quite a bit of room to do so on the sides, and I'll show you what I mean. You could use tape, of course, but I'm going to use liquid glue so I can kind of slide it in place. Got a little pluggage. And I always make sure that this bottom flap is on the outside, and that keeps your tag from, you know, kind of hitting a stopper when you go to put it in the pocket. So Yeah, my glue has got a little blob in there, and it's just being a bugger. Hold on. Okay, just had to swear at it a little bit. All right, so now the glue has dried, so I have to go back over it really quick. And here's where I'm going to come in a little bit, just inside the pocket, a little bit on the sides. I think that's good enough. Honestly, I could have glued that whole thing flat, huh? But that's okay. Okay, and hopefully it didn't ooze over too far that I can't get that in later, but I'm not going to try it yet because, you know, I don't want to get stuck in there. Okay, so I've got me up here with new. I've got my little tag, which I still have to journal. But when I was thinking about putting the 31 on the tag, we've got that hole there. So I think I'm just going to cover the hole. I was going to put like a reinforcement or something, but I think I'm going to put this little piece of this postage stamp kind of hanging off a little tiny bit, and that way I cover the hole. And then the 31 reads a little bit better right on top of there. So that looks kind of cute, and that's the same color on the back. I could do another one on the back, but I don't think I need to. So I will put 31 right up there, I think. Yeah. Okay, well, I did have to, it didn't fit. The glue oozed, so I had to get under there with my Cricut spatula really quick. But that's how that looks. And it fits. And it's snug, so that's great. And here I am going on next. I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind the letters here, just so they don't flap up. Especially these little, like the W and the little inside part of the E and the N there. If you get too thick, just tap it off quick. Way over here, nice and close to the edge. Looks good. If this little gap bothered you between the E and the W, you could go in there with a pen. I might. We'll see. Okay, and so we've got us three. And then the two fellas. I want to do, I think, some hole reinforcements as well. We'll see. And then I had the ticket, but I've used the stamp, so I don't know. I don't know. I have to think about that. All right, I've been playing around a bit, and I picked this out from an older set, Planner Essentials 24 photo frame pages. I've used this many times because it has a wine bottle and says cheers, and it has this great page die and a wine glass. But I wanted to like bring down new digs like with an arrow kind of situation. So I'm thinking of that. But of course that doesn't stand out at all on its own in black. So I'm going to, rather than cut out the same thing again with the different color and pop all those little bits in there, that just doesn't make sense. I'm going to just adhere this to this blue and then cut around it, and then that will help it stand out more. Another thing that I did when I was off screen over there is I have my little ticket, but it felt like it needed something more, and so this is just a tiny little sneak peek of what's to come very soon from Esther, this stamp. So I can't talk about it, but I did stamp it, and then I die cut it with Esther's ticket set, which is Planner Essentials 56, tickets and tabs. It also has all these little months in here that I've used in the past. Let's see. Did I even do August yet? Perhaps not. 28, that was July. 29. So no, I need to get August on here too. Okay, great. Alrighty, so I have decided that I will do hole reinforcements, and I'm using the Reinforcement Variety Pack 1. And I use that same kind of teal kind of bluish green color for just your basic circles. I've got everything on the page except this last little bit down at the bottom. So I thought I'd take a moment as I'm tediously gluing to tell you that I appreciate everybody's well wishes with the whole move. Really, it went off without any major problems, which was great. Nothing got broken, of course, because Paul and Stephen were in charge of the heavy lifting. Paul brought all the boxes up while I just got the studio together. And then when Stephen arrived, they did the heavy last few really big pieces of furniture and really heavy boxes. So our only little thing that happened was a jar of pepperoncinis, which are little pickled things, peppers. The lid was not on the jar all the way. When we brought the cold food from one fridge to this fridge, it leaked out. So we had a little pickle juice situation, but it was a-okay. Okay, so that looks good. And so we have our picture that I think I want right on that pocket there. And I stamped that hip hip hooray. I've got that ticket, and then I did my little August thingy on a strip. I was gonna put it at the top, but I feel like I don't want it there. I don't think. So I was thinking I would do like hip hip hooray and the little ticket just because it's fun down here. And then maybe August as well. Something like, well, maybe not. Maybe just August will go up there. I think that'll work out fine. And then I'll put this here and this here just for fun. Just for fun. Yeah. You think? I think that looks good. Okay, let me get that down. Okay, my page is done. It's in my planner. I am happy. There's my little tag. I will do some journaling about Stephen coming and helping and the whole experience. And I'm pretty pleased with that and how it looks. Stephen, if you're watching, I'm so sorry that you didn't make it in this video. There's a little ditty at the end with him in it. And some other fun stuff if you want to kind of stick around. Just of us, you know, fiddling around as we're getting ready and getting the house in shape. But next time for sure, when Stephen visits, we'll make sure we make time and work him in because he's a lot of fun. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me. The page is done. I will be back next week. Maybe a little sneaky peek of the craft room. We'll see how much I get done next week. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care.
Yeah, Mark, pretty close. You don't even have to put that up there just yet. Just make it there. You fuck.
Hey!
Boom me!
Okay, so yeah, if I was working, I'd have to move over here a little bit. Okay, it's just a test. I'm just checking out my situation. I could come out this way a little more. Looks good. Lighting is good, I think. Maybe we'll turn this light this way. Looks good. And then if I were to say, all right, I'm going to turn the camera around. No, I still can't do it. I want to do it where I can see it. That's not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, well, there's nothing going on back there because there's nothing over there. Just testing the camera. That's all I'm doing. I just have a new setup here and I want to check it out and see how it looks. We're going to do something about that right there because that is a circuit breaker box and it is super ugly. So yeah, I need to get some pretty art on the wall back there and cover that up, and I think it will be good. Upside down.